Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we are continuing our BL Music Week, where we are reacting to either music from BL series that I've reacted to, or actors from the BL series who also happen to be amazing singers. So yesterday I started off with a song from Guy Saw Pelicula, because I mentioned that that series has my favorite soundtrack that I've listened to from all the series that I've watched thus far. Like that soundtrack is perfection as far as I'm concerned. And I mentioned that there were 4 songs on the soundtrack in particular that were my favorites for different reasons. So we started off with True Young Lovers, and now we're diving into Tulug na Mahal Ko by Jai and Lorraine. And like, I was reading the translation to lyrics before I started recording, and I was reading it and I'm like, these lyrics seem very sweet and happy. Like, it's a very sweet, you know, sentimental kind of love song. And I'm like, why is it every time I listen to this song, like, I feel emotional, I feel sad and emotional? But reading the lyrics, they're so sweet, and I'm like, okay, what scene was this from? Where did this come from? Why am I tying this with a very sad emotion? And then I looked up and it said it was from episode 8, so I just kind of scanned through episode 8 until I found the song, and I was like, oh my god, not this scene. The whole dream sequence when he was telling me what your alternate ending was, and I'm like, oh my god. So now I have that scene in my head, so I feel like I'm gonna be hella emotional listening to this performance, but we're just gonna dive in and hope that I don't get hella emotional. So it's just... I love the instrumentation on this so much. I love the alternate version that I have. I'll talk at the end.
Tulog na mahal ko, di mo na kailangan pang tumayo, kumibo, maglaro pa ng isipan. Tulog na mahal ko, hindi kita iiwan. Nakaupo sa tabi, nagbabantay magdamag.
I love her breathy vibrato.
Atin ang gabing ito at di may kakaila, na tayong dalawa sa iisang mundong ginagawa. Susubukan bang pigilan ang pagtakbo ng tadhana, kung alam mo sa puso mo na wala nang masasaya?
Her voice is just so pure and angelic.
Tulog na mahal ko, ang bukas ay darating. Sa iyo ang panahon ay ang ating kaibigan.
I love her vibrato.
Tulog na mahal ko, hayaan mong ika'y bitawan ng halik. Ang iyong kamay ay aking hahawakan. Atin ang gabing ito at di may kakaila, na tayong dalawa sa iisang mundong ginagawa.
crescendo.
Susubukan bang pigilan ang pagtakbo ng tadhana? Kung alam mo sa puso mo na wala nang masasaya.
I love the piano on this. I'm hearing it more in this performance than I remember hearing it in the recording, but I like it.
Atin ang gabing
Oh, come on, harmony.
di maikakailang na tayong dalawa sa isang mundong ginagawa. Susubukan bang pigilan ang pagtakbo ng tadhana? Kung alam mo sa puso mo na wala nang masasaya. Kung alam mo sa puso mo na wala nang masasaya.
Perfection. Perfection. Oh my god, that was so perfect. So perfect. Her voice is so pure and angelic and just effortless. Soft and effortless. Like the song, it's another one where it's not about necessarily belting or being rangy or anything like that. It's very much just about being emotive and translating the lyrics, telling the story. And when I was reading through the lyrics, it actually felt like a lullaby in a sense, because a lot of the repeating words, Tulug na mahal ko, like it kept translating to sleep well my love or something along those lines. So like they kept repeating, sleep well my love, and telling all these other things. You don't have to worry, you don't have to cry, I'm not gonna leave you. We're making this world together and we've got, just, it was very sweet, sentimental, and it just felt kind of just lullaby-ish in a sense. And for that kind of song, it's not about being big and belty, it's about being just emotive and sweet and tender, and her voice is such a perfect match for these lyrics, and the instrumentation of it is so gorgeous. As I was saying in the beginning, there's two versions of it because there's not an official Guys of Película soundtrack, unfortunately. So I had to look at the playlist on YouTube and buy all the tracks individually on iTunes and add them to my own playlist, which I ain't got no problem with. But there were, except for two songs I couldn't find. But when I went to look for this song, I found two versions. There was just the regular version, and then there's a version entitled like the string version or something like that. And y'all know, if y'all have been following me long enough, y'all know if there's one thing, or if there's two things that I love in an orchestration of a song, it's a good string section and it's a good brass section. So if you incorporate either of those, or both of them, but either of those, it's just like, it just elevates a song even more for me. So I love, like, for the most part, the two versions are very, very similar. Just the string version includes some strings in the background instrumentation, so you hear a lot more of like the strumming of the string. I don't know if it's a violin or a cello or what stringed instrument exactly, but you can like hear them, the strumming of the strings, and it just adds this other layer to the music that it just makes me so happy. So I wasn't sure if they were going to do that here, and I'm kind of sad they didn't, but this version was still beautiful. It was beautiful. I don't remember in the normal version hearing did he have an electric guitar? Gentleman on her left. Like, I know the main guy who was doing the harmony with her at the end had like more of an acoustic guitar. Yeah, the guy in the with the red guitar. It looks like an electric guitar. I don't remember hearing an abundance of that in the recorded version, and I don't remember hearing an abundance of the piano in the recorded version. I remember hearing a little bit of it during like some of the instrumental breaks. I'd hear a couple like keys and little chords coming in there, but I feel like the acoustic guitar was the primary instrument I heard in the normal recorded version. So I liked hearing all the other instruments getting incorporated, and I like hearing the piano come out a little bit more. And I loved hearing the gentleman on the acoustic guitar throw in that harmony there for that last set of choruses or whatnot. It was just, oh god, their voices went so well together, and like his voice harmonized well with her in a sense that it didn't necessarily blend and fall into the background. Like, it was still very distinctive and you could hear his voice very clearly, but the sound of their voices together on the harmony that he was making just sounded so right. It sounded so right and so beautiful to just complement her beautiful angelic tone. And one of the things that really drew me to this song when I first, because like I hadn't listened to the music until, since I watched the show, I hadn't listened to the music until probably like 3 weeks ago, maybe like a month, whenever they released the Game Boy's OST. I bought the Game Boy's OST, and then that reminded me, oh guys, Pellicula's got some amazing music, let me go see if they have that OST. So that's when shortly after I bought the Game Boy's one, I went and got all the music there. So when I was first listening back through the playlist that I assembled, what caught my ear about this song was like just the tone of her voice, and there's just this emotive nature to how she was singing. Like at first, when I was listening to it before I looked at who was singing, I was like, is this KZ Tendingen? I'm like, is KZ singing on Guys Help Pellicula? Did I miss something? Which is a huge compliment in my book, because KZ is one of the, I've said it time and time again, every time I react to her, she is just this master storyteller. She has this amazing just ability to take a song, tap into the lyric, and just give you the raw emotion of the song and just give you everything. So for me to just be blindly listening and hearing that sort of quality out of Jai's voice, my first time listening through, I was like, that's a huge compliment for me. So she just had that same sort of emotive quality on how she would just like let certain notes linger at a time, or incorporate a little bit more of a breathy nature at times, or how she would crescendo into like a wider vowel and just like let it just linger. Like there's just all these little things that she did that were just so emotive, that reminded me of KZ the first time I listened to it. So like I adore this song. I adore this song so much. And this is probably the song on the soundtrack. Like I said, the 4 songs that are my favorite, which were, I don't think I listed them before, but True Young Lovers, Tulug na Mahalko, Fools, and Kilometer Zero. They're my favorite for different reasons. I said True Young Lovers, that's the one that I want to cover. I want to sing it the most. It's the one that makes me want to sing the most. Probably because it's the only one in English and the one that I can learn the easiest. But there's just something else about, aside from the fact that it's in English, that I just hear it and I want to sing it. I want to sing it. I want to sing it. This one is the one that emotionally touches me the most. Like it makes me, like I said, it makes me sad. It makes me very, very sad. I get into a very sad place, sad feel. So now that I know what the lyrics are saying, I don't know, well, I know why. But before, I didn't know why it was making me sad. And now I know why, because I associated with that one scene that is just so, it's just such a beautiful scene, such a, you know, y'all go watch my reaction to episode 8. Y'all hear my explanation, all that kind of stuff. I harp on that scene for a little bit there. I'm not gonna get back into it, but like it's just such a beautiful scene. So this song, it's the one on the soundtrack that touches me emotionally the most. When it comes to Fools, which I'm gonna react to later, for me it just sounds the most different as far as like the genre of music goes. Most of the music on the Guys Help Pellicula soundtrack, like, yes, it's different. Some are a little bit more upbeat, some are mid-tempo, some are, slower and whatnot, but they all kind of fit. They all feel like they're in the same family of songs or the same genre. Like they could have been done by the same artist, or the artist could have been related. Like they just feel like the same family of music. Where Fools, it is it just feels like this like pop R&B kind of song, and it just the driving beat of it, it's one that doesn't involve a whole lot of like acoustic guitar and whatnot. Like it's just, there's something about it that just feels musically different, and it excites me every time it comes on my playlist. And then Kilometer Zero is just gorgeous, and I love listening to Ian sing anytime he sings anything. That song just, yeah, I just love that song. And again, it reminds me of this show, this series, and the scene where I think it's the top of episode 8. Don't get me back into those feels. But yeah, I adore the song, and they all did fantastically in this performance. So I'm so glad that I found this, so glad that I reacted to this. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications so be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I love you guys.